What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Cookie DAO today. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it. All right, it is the 1st of May, the very first day of the month. We're looking at the monthly time frame here. We had a very nice bullish month last month, 72% to the upside. It would have been nice to bullishly engulf, but on the bright side, we did close above this monthly high close here. I think that in itself is a positive notion, right? We had one month that closed right below this, which is not good, but then the next month immediately we fed all the way back up. I mean, the last time that we had a month close that was literally right at this same area, it was back in December, and that very following month from there, we moved up an overall 375%. So I'm very excited to see what May brings for us. It wouldn't surprise me if we saw something similar to this, maybe even just a little bit bigger than this. But the expectation is overall to move up, right? Looking at this on a daily time frame here, daily RSI is pretty well overbought. It's looking good, looking very constructive. We've only been overbought once in Cookie DAO's life, and well, it did not stop right here, right? You continue to grow until you were well above the 90. So not financial advice, not a financial advisor. I'm not saying that we have to do that. This could be the momentary high. Maybe we do come back out of the overbought zone and we consolidate, whatever. But it wouldn't surprise me if this move kept going. Kept going. What I am looking for, what I am expecting personally, is that we have a little bit more to go. We're not going to turn around here. I do believe inevitably that we're just going to move up to new all-time highs. Prices at $1.65 and beyond, right? We're at 18 cents now. So if you buy here, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, it's probably a good price to buy in respects to that. But, it's not going to be a straight shot up the whole time, right? There's going to be moments of volatility, and I think we're very near one of those moments where we will pivot back, where we will pull back. We might even have it here. It's very possible that this recent high we had 2 days ago at 19.14 cents could have been the relative high. Finding resistance at a prior area of support, kind of coming back down and finding support, maybe at prior support here, prior resistance there, prior resistance there, prior resistance here, back down. As low as like 14 cents, below 15 cents there. It very well could be a reality. It's a possibility. So not financial advice, not a financial advisor. If I was buying here, which I'm not, right? The last time that I bought Cookie DAO was below 12 cents. And we bought some at 8 cents and we bought some at 23 cents, the very first time, but we DCA'd all the way through. Anyways, not all the way through. I didn't start buying till after we found our low. But anyways, from the current price, if you buy here at basically 18 cents, you need to be accepting of the thought that we could see a 20% drop or more from here, okay? Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. I'm not saying that I expect us to drop 20%. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying if I were to buy here, I would have to tell myself a 20% drop would not scare me. A 23% drop will not scare me. If we drop below 14 cents, I will hold. I will prevail because in time, regardless of how brief of a moment that is down at these prices, if it does happen, inevitably we will continue to grow. And again, the eyes on the prize, the target is $1.65 and beyond by the end of June. That's the expectation, right? Not by the end of May, but by the end of June. By the end of May, we'll probably be around our all-time highs, if not even pushing to new all-time highs. But by the end of June, we'll complete the thought, I think. But yes, if you buy here, you have to be accepting of lower prices to come. Let's talk about why I believe we're going to go higher, right? So I think if we were to find resistance, if we're looking at this range, trying to identify it, I think that right here, that's a good line of resistance. Prior support right here, we clearly found resistance on prior support there. Makes sense to me. Here, I think this is a fine line for support. Maybe we could even drop it down a little bit. After all, here we kind of found support. Here we found support. And then once we finally broke below this line, we shaved it a little bit. And then that's actually when we got going to the downside. So I actually like that a little bit more. My thoughts are, if we were going to find resistance, this line would have been a good area to find resistance. If we were going to find resistance, this area would have been a good area to find resistance. And we've actually closed above both of these lines. Or I guess technically we did close back below this line yesterday, but we've closed above this line now for 2 days. I don't know. I just think we're kind of in the middle of the zone, it seems, or we're getting there. And I think that if we were to find resistance, we would have done so at lower prices. And I think that's exactly what this is. So my thoughts are we're actually in the middle of a move. We're not going to be done until we come to something that's more acceptable for resistance. This right here, what we have here for the tip, it's kind of in the middle of nowhere. Like, it doesn't really make sense, a whole lot of sense to stop here. I mean, what about the fibs here? What do we have from a high to a low here? High to a low. We're right above the 382. In all fairness, that's a possibility. We closed above it and then we closed below it. That actually, to be completely fair, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, in this kind of situation, it would actually call for a move down to about 12.6 cents. Now, I have seen a lot of cryptos recently over the past couple of weeks that have moved up to their 382s, and they actually consolidate around their 382s, sometimes just above, sometimes just below, or sometimes literally just back and forth between just above and just below. Without going to their 236s. So just keep that in mind. We actually might be moving sideways for some days. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. What we've gone over so far is that if we were to move down, we could see prices that are as low as like 23% to the downside, right? Maybe as low as 29% to the downside, maybe, but probably not. Probably 23% at the lowest. If we're not to go down, perhaps we consolidate, we move sideways, we see like a 10% drop at the most. Maybe we pump up a little bit, but we'll just be in this range for like a week or two, or moving sideways, right? If we don't go down. Or option three, we pump and we continue with this move. We're not done with this move yet, this overall move here, and we likely continue to grow until we stop at about 24 cents to 25 cents. Does all that make sense, right? Those are kind of the three paths before us. Either we move up, we move sideways, or we move down. We've got all the bases covered, right? As far as, and I know people hate whenever I do that, whenever I say we could do this, that, or that, and it's like, okay, you just gone over every possible outcome. But that's how I like to do it. I like to give all the possible outcomes, what they might look like, right? I'm not just saying we'll move sideways forever. I'm saying maybe we move sideways for a week or two, right? It's very specific because that's what we've seen. And when I say moving sideways, it's not going to be like this. It'll probably be within a 10% range to the downside, 5% range to the upside, something like that, right? You won't get too far away from this high and give the inclination that you're breaking out. You might get a little bit above this high, and you probably don't get too far below this low, but a little bit below that low, right? Something around here is very possible. You might consolidate sideways, moving above the 382 or just below the 382, right? We've talked about that very specific kind of circumstances there, and then what to look for on the downside too. So I'm not just saying you can move up, you can move down, you can move sideways. I'm giving the parameters for that too, for what they could look like if that happens, and then I'm taking it a step further, and I'm also saying, even though I accept this to happen, and we've gone over what that looks like, even though I accept this could happen, and we've gone over what that looks like too, I'm expecting, my expectation, where I'm putting my money on, is that we do continue growing until we're at prices that are above 20 cents, 24 cents to 25 cents. If not at a bare minimum, what's this daily high close there? That's at like 23 cents. So yeah, something 23 to 25. That's where I think we're going ultimately, and I think it happens over the coming days. Maybe by the end of today, we'll see prices that are above 20 cents. We'll see. I would expect that we do. If not, if we continue to move sideways here, we start to consolidate some more, it might open up the possibilities for other things. So if we want to move up, if we want to see these higher targets at 23 to 25.2 cents, we need to do it today. We don't need to be there today, but we need to move up today. We need to get some higher daily closes, right? And let's look at this on a 4-hour basis, actually. 4-hour RSI, we do have lower lows being built, right? This low here, lower lows than that right there. And that low comes in line right here where we do have higher lows. You are consolidating and volume is dying off. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but clearly we moved up. Clearly we're consolidating, and when volume dies off, when you consolidate, you look to break out one way or the other. So whichever direction we move, whether it's below 17 cents and we see volume picking up, or it's above 18 cents, 19 cents and we see volume picking up, whatever direction we choose, if that volume follows through, that's how we know that it's a valid breakout and that we will be continuing in that direction likely, right? Just for example, right, this consolidation phase here versus our last one, just the overall size versus the last one here, the overall size, right? Like this is not really something that has to break out right now. We could continue to consolidate for the coming days, but again, that's where that sideways kind of idea comes in. The reason why I think that we do move up is if we're looking at the RSI here, we got overbought. We're bouncing off the 60. When you bounce off the 60, that sets you up for some positive things. In fact, here we were overbought. We bounced just below the 60. What did the price do after this, right? We started moving up. We were still in this consolidation phase, but we were at least moving up that time. And I feel like we're a bit in different circumstances now, right? We're not at the base, right? We're bouncing off the base. We are kind of at the high. I mean, maybe this is where we find resistance. It could be. We don't really have bearish divergence or anything. I don't know. Most of the time when we bounce off the 60, it seems as though we go to the overbought zone. So if anything, even if we don't run all the way up to 24 cents from here, we would at least anticipate that we'd go higher, get this to the overbought zone. I don't know. This kind of aspect is making me want to sell some right now, but I'm not going to. If I end up doing it, if I pull the trigger, I'll let you guys know on X.com. But the 4-hour to me overall looks bullish. bullish. There's a little bit of a possibility of bearishness in there. But overall, it's just too damn bullish, man. This is a not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but take a picture of this, right? Frame it, put it up next to your desk, your computer, whatever. Define what a good 4-hour RSI looks like. This is what it looks like. That's it, right? Can't barely get below the 50. You're not getting below the 40 at all. You're living in the overbought zone at times, right? This is what you want to see. And consistent. They're very close to each other, right? It's not like far spread out. You get one overbought reading here, and then the next one's over here, and then the next one's over here. It's very consistent. And again, just living above the 50 like this, really good, really good looking RSI. And then I like that bounce off the 62. How much time do we have left in this 4-hour? 1 hour 30 minutes left. With the way it looks now, it doesn't look too productive, but I don't know, man. I have hopes that we could actually close this a little bit higher to the upside. This RSI gives me a lot of hope. Let's look at the 1 hour. 1 hour RSI here. Moving up, not a whole lot of volume, but you don't really need volume at this point in time. Volume's not demanded in this kind of movement. You're still in the consolidation phase. It's once you break out that the volume needs to come in. And in all fairness, it does look like volume was kind of building here over the past 3 hours as you were moving up. So let's actually look at this a little bit closer, 15-minute time frame. Yeah, volume was coming in a little bit, and it's died off since you moved sideways. And now you've got a low in your RSI that's comparable to this low where you last moved up. So I don't know, not financial advice, not a financial advisor. It wouldn't surprise me if by the time a lot of you guys watch this video, we're back above 18 cents and maybe even moving higher. I am expecting higher prices, you guys, over the coming days. And if today doesn't close green, we'll probably have a different narrative to talk about, right? Maybe I will have to sell if today doesn't close green, but or maybe I'll hold on because if it closes red, maybe it closes too red for me to sell at that point. But whenever I say sell, I'm not talking about everything. I'm not going to sell all my cookie dough. I'm just going to sell a crumb or a chocolate chip, right? I'm not going to sell the whole cookie. But yeah, the 15-minute does look interesting. It looks kind of bullish if I'm being honest. Broke down with a lot of volume. As you continued, volume died off. Volume comes back into the upside, and you're back here originally where all this volume was, where you dumped originally. So I think you're really in a good position to take this away on the bullish perspective. Flat top here, man. I love it. Flat top, ascending lows. It normally never fails, and it did fail this time, right? I say normally. That doesn't mean it's like 90% of the time. That could be like 60% of the time it doesn't fail. 40% of the time it does fail. That's still normally. But seeing this kind of reaction where we broke through, we got no follow through, no volume to follow through, and we're just right back up here, it really does give me hope that we're about to break through. So not financial advice, not a financial advisor. Please don't play these psychological games with yourself where you see us up above 18 cents. You're like, oh, I need to buy. And then now it's below 18 cents. I need to sell. Damn it. What did I do? I'm so dumb. Who cares? Those are just arbitrary numbers. It doesn't matter. Look at where we are in this overall range. We're about to break out. There's no such thing as a quadruple top. There's no such thing, right? It doesn't happen. Triple top, okay. Really, you know what they say about triple tops? Triple tops don't exist. They're just inevitable breakthroughs. That's what it is. They're inevitable quadruple tops, which don't exist. There's nothing past a triple top, right? Technically, if you have a 4 or a 5 top, that just means it's an inevitable level that will break out one way or the other, depending on where that resistance or support is. But yeah, I mean, at this point, it looks like we have a quadruple top. I suppose it's not because it is lower highs overall. Let's be fair. But it's a lot of resistance in the same area. We're moving up here. If we can continue, if we can get above about 18.5 cents and volume starts to come in, that'd be very validating to the idea that we move up higher. Don't worry about the arbitrary numbers. Worry about what we're doing on the price here, on the chart here. 1 hour RSI does look productive. Getting overbought is good. Not getting oversold after getting overbought is good. You've got a low here. You've got a dramatically lower low over here, and yet this is your highest low of this overall kind of phase. So that's nice to see. To put it in perspective, right? Whenever you were down in these areas in the RSI, you were moving down like this, right? In your whole consolidation phase, that was kind of the low parts of your consolidation phase, was when you were down in this area in the RSI. Well, here we were down in this area in the RSI. This might be the whole low part of that consolidation phase there. And now we're ready to break out. All that to say, guys, a lot of talk there, right? I like where we're at. I don't think that it stops here, and I am expecting that we continue going. Right, look at that, right? The golden ratio too. Yeah. I really do. If I could tweak my target area, I would say instead of 23 to 25 cents, although I really do like that area a lot, maybe move it down a cent, 22 to 25 cents. I haven't sold yet. I'm very ready to sell, and I am going to sell some. I'll let you guys know whenever I do on X.com. Inevitably, we're going to see prices that are fantastically higher than anything that's in the near term. High to low here. The expectation is to go to $1.65 at a minimum, maybe $3.88, or even higher than that by the end of June, you guys. We're going to see a fantastic breakout, a fantastic move to new highs. I don't think people are ready, man. It's interesting. You know, we've been talking about Cookie for quite some time, and daily now for at least a couple weeks, I think. And yesterday was the first time that I ever noticed that Cookie DAO was trending on CoinMarketCap. I think it was the most trending coin on CoinMarketCap. A lot of people pay attention to that, right? Novices, people who are new to the markets, and then people who have experience too. Everybody pays attention to that stuff. How much weight they put on it is different to the individual, but it's something that everybody pays attention to. So Cookie, even being outside of the top 100, being outside the top 200, it got some recognition yesterday. In a sea of red, while it was moving up, it got some recognition yesterday, and I think that that's going to be really good for this momentum to come. There's going to be people who are watching it, which means that as if we do continue to move up, and I think we will, there will be some FOMO. People are a bit hesitant right now. You know, just because you see something trending doesn't mean that you go out and buy it. Maybe you're just going to watch it and see how it does. Okay, it pulled back a little bit. I'm glad I didn't buy it. Shit, it's taking off without me. I'm so dumb. I should have bought it. Of course it's trending. Look at it. It's going to go to the moon. And then right as soon as you buy and you think that, boom, that's where it, well, maybe it won't do that. but it'll correct, right? Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. I'm going to end this video with one more thing to say, okay? If we're looking back here, we're looking back at this area. We were essentially in a horizontal box from February until midway through March. Okay. We moved up, we moved down, we moved up, we moved down, up, down, up, down, up, down, right? We did a bunch of tradable events there, is what we're going to call them. I would assume now that we're in this box, this magical box of trading, we can call it the magic box, sure, for short. I would assume there's going to be multiple trading opportunities here too. Is it going to be one? Is it going to be two? Are they going to be this deep all the way through? I mean, these ones weren't. Is it going to be at the top of the area here that we do something like this? Are we going to go all the way to the top, hit the bottom, kind of consolidate, and then make our way up and break out? How's it going to look? I don't know. But I would assume that we are set up for some kind of endeavor where we do move sideways for a little bit. I don't think that it's going to be as long. I think the amount of time that we spend in this area this time is going to be shorter, but we are going to spend time in this area. Hence the reason why I'm keen on selling at 23 cents, but not here, not in the heart of the zone, right? Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. If you sell here, you're basically selling in the middle of the zone. If it runs back up, you're going to be buying, you might be buying here and that's as low as it goes. Maybe it doesn't even come back down this low, right? Maybe you find support at higher levels. Maybe you're consolidating a little bit tighter than this over here. So I'm not selling here. I'm holding. If it dumps, whatever. Dump down here, I'll buy more. And then it can go higher. If it dumps lower, whatever, I'll buy more. It doesn't matter. And I think everybody should. But that's not financial advice. It's just my opinion. But I'm just talking at this point. I think I'm done talking, so I'll end the video there. Hit the like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. A little forward thinking here, and I highly doubt that this is what it is going to be because the volume profile is completely wrong. But just for fun here, we might have an inverse head and shoulders on our hands here. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder could be forming. If that is the case, if we have an inverse head and shoulders, I would anticipate some kind of consolidation phase that lasts a month. So probably not an inverse head and shoulders. Probably not going to happen. But it wouldn't surprise me if we bounce a little bit in this zone. Anyways, I'm repeating myself at this point, so I'm going to end it there. Cookie DAO is going to move up. That's the case. That's what I think is going to happen. There's nothing wrong with buying it here, right? There's definitely nothing wrong with buying it here. I think that if you're waiting to buy and then it goes up here and then you buy, there is something wrong with that. But it's not a problem to buy the high. It really isn't, especially because no matter what we do, it's just momentary. You're going to grow to new highs anyways. It's not bad to buy the high. What is bad is when you buy the high and you sell the low. If you buy the high and sell the low, that's bad. Don't do that. But if you buy the high and then it drops, that's okay. It's fine. It's a higher low overall. Don't worry about it. We'll grow back. It's not ideal, but it's fine. Okay, so if you buy here, tell yourself, I'm okay with the price going lower. If you can't do that, then don't buy here. Look somewhere else. And if it continues to pump, you better not buy. You clap your hands and you say, good job for the people who did buy. It wasn't me, I wish it was, but I live and I learn, or I don't and I die. That's kind of how it is. With that, I leave you. Hit the like button, subscribe. This is for real this time, guys. I'm gone, so take it easy. Drink some water. Get good sleep, man. Get you guys out there. You know, I keep saying I'm done with this video, but I'm going to keep talking real quick. if you're ever having a bad day, you feel like your week's been bad, your month's been bad, you don't remember when you had a good day the last time. I'm not speaking from personal experience because I'm a rather happy person, honestly. I pride myself on that. But whenever I do have a bad day, whenever my days suck or whenever it's moving super slow, the one commonality that all those days have in common is that I had bad sleep the night before. I'm telling you, get good sleep, man. Get good sleep. If you hate your job, if you have something you got to do tomorrow that you don't want to do, and it feels like the whole day just drags on, get some good sleep. It helps, man. It helps a lot. You'll actually enjoy the things that normally bother you more. You'll enjoy them more than you normally do. Sleep is a big deal, man. So get good sleep out there. If you're here listening to this, this message is meant for you. Okay, I'm hoping that at least one person gets some good sleep tonight as a result. Don't stay up on TikTok. Don't stay up on Instagram or on YouTube or on TradingView, your portfolio like a crack addict. Just put your phone down. Instead of staying up till 2 in the morning or 12 in the morning, just go to bed at 10 p.m. Wake up at 8 a.m. Get a full 10 hours of sleep in you and drink a lot of water, man. You'll feel really good. Um, and do it sober. Don't go to sleep with intoxicants. If you do go to sleep with intoxicants, whatever it may be, whether it's NyQuil, whether it's alcohol, whether it's marijuana, whether it's whatever, you're gonna need that. You're gonna need that forever. So it's okay to do these things. Well, maybe not NyQuil recreationally. It's okay to do things, and if you need it, you need it. Whatever. But if you can do it without it, do it without it because it's actually better for your body. Anyways, that's all I got for real. Bye bye.